tell you what, English, could you just make up your mind? Could we... English used to have a whole bunch of tenses, right? For I eat, you eat, the form was different. Just like in Spanish, it would be como for I eat and comes for you eat. So, because English was originally like a Germanic language at its core, so used to have conjugations for every single pronoun of the first versus first, second, third versus singular and plural, like all 6 of those. You've got different conjugations, that sort of thing, in languages typically where you have that, like Romance languages or with German. Ich habe, du hast, right? Habe, I have, hast, you have. So, English though, we got rid of most of them, right? And so you don't change it, the verb to have, I have, you have, he, she has. That's about all that we do. I eat, you eat, he, she eats. That's really about all that we do for the present tense, for example. And honestly, like, our future is very simplified as well. So we simplified both of those. But then it's like we said, hey, the past tense though, let's not make that easy. So while we don't do that, that sort of changes with the conjugations. We do have very like irregular conjugations when it comes to the past tense. And I'm just like, English, would you make up your mind with regards to the past tense? Because it is just like out of control in a sense. As a language learner, I really feel for the people that have to go and learn English, because that past tense there's just so many different conjugations, past tense conjugations for the simple past tense that English learners have to deal with. And maybe we, as English speakers, we don't really usually think about this, but we do kind of come across this sometimes. So now we may, you may have sort of things like learned versus learnt, like that. You have those where it comes up. There's some contention sometimes, or there has been in the past. But for an English language learner, you've also got to deal with I went, I ate, I sang, I bought, I played, I jumped. So some of them follow a pattern where you just add ed. But then in other words, they just don't, right? And so they've got their own special thing going on, like I went, I sang, I bought, right? There's no ed there. So it's like, why English? Why can you not just be like regular, nice, make things simple for people, make it easy for people to learn? We simplified, the present tense. We simplified the future tense. We don't really do subjunctive anymore. Well, but the past tense, that's special. And we're not even going to talk about phrasal verbs. Not going to talk about phrasal verbs. But yeah, so those are just some examples. Have y'all ever noticed anything like that in the language that y'all are studying? That y'all are studying. Have you noticed anything like that about language that y'all are studying? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Any sort of intricacies like that just like make the language that you're studying particularly difficult. A lot of languages, they don't go and do this sort of thing while they may have conjugations. If it's a Romance language like Spanish, Mandarin doesn't have that. Cantonese doesn't have that. Japanese has conjugations, but they don't do it by person. They just do it by like, I eat, I will eat, I ate, like that. So that makes things a lot simpler in a sense. Or I am eating also is another one. So makes things a lot simpler in a sense. So if you got anything like that, where you found that it was surprisingly quite challenging to surmount, or you thought it was just kind of like maybe something kind of interesting about the language that you are learning or have learned, feel free to let me know. Until next time, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.